Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dan, also known as Dan the Cleaning Man. Today I want to share a story that might just change how you think about work. It's about my friend Mike, who left behind his longtime retail job to embrace a career in janitorial work. Now, before you think, why would anyone do that? Let me tell you, it's a journey full of surprises, challenges, and ultimately, some pretty amazing rewards. So let's start from the beginning. Mike had been working in retail for years. If you've ever worked in retail, you know exactly what it's like. The constant rush, the pressure to meet sales targets, and the endless stream of customers, it's exhausting. And Mike felt every bit of that exhaustion. He was always on his feet, dealing with demanding customers, and the stress started taking a toll on him. After a while, it wasn't just physical exhaustion. It was mental too. He'd come home drained with barely any energy left for his family, friends, or even himself. And then there was the schedule, or should I say the lack of one. Mike never knew from week to week when he'd be working. Late nights, early mornings, weekends, it was all up in the air. The idea of a work-life balance? Forget about it. Mike was starting to feel trapped, stuck in a cycle that just kept spinning with no end in sight. That's when Mike knew something had to change. He started exploring other career options, trying to find something that would allow him to make a living without sacrificing his sanity. And that's when he stumbled upon janitorial work. Now, I know what you're thinking, janitorial work? But hear me out. Mike discovered that janitorial work offered something that retail didn't: consistency. Instead of the erratic, unpredictable shifts that left him exhausted, Mike now had a set schedule. He knew when his workday would start and when it would end. That alone made a huge difference in his life. But it wasn't just the schedule. The physical demands of janitorial work, while still present, were different. Instead of the frantic pace of retail, there was a rhythm to the cleaning. It wasn't easy work, but it was work that allowed Mike to take a step back, breathe, and find a sense of calm that he hadn't felt in years. At the end of each day, Mike could look at the spaces he'd cleaned and feel a real sense of accomplishment. There was something deeply satisfying about transforming a messy, dirty area into something spotless and clean. And let's talk about job satisfaction. In retail, no matter how hard you work, there's always something going wrong or someone who's unhappy. But in janitorial work, it's different. The tasks are clear, the results are visible, and there's a sense of completion at the end of each day. Mike found that he didn't need constant praise or recognition. Seeing a clean, organized space was reward enough. And while people might not always say thank you, the appreciation was often there, even if it was unspoken. One of the biggest surprises for Mike was the peace of mind that came with the job. Retail is noisy, both literally and figuratively. There's always something demanding your attention. But in janitorial work, it was quieter. It was just Mike and his tasks, giving him time to think, to reflect, and sometimes even to enjoy a bit of solitude. After years of the constant noise in retail, this quiet was a welcome change. Now, I'm not saying janitorial work is without its challenges. Every job has its ups and downs. But for Mike, the trade-offs were worth it. He gained back his work-life balance, found a sense of calm, and surprisingly, he found more job satisfaction in cleaning up messes than he ever did in stocking shelves or ringing up sales. So, if you're in retail or a similar job, feeling stuck, exhausted, or just plain burned out, maybe it's time to consider something different. It might not be janitorial work for you, but there's a whole world of jobs out there that might be a better fit for your life. Don't be afraid to explore those options. Your well-being is worth it. And who knows? You might just find, like Mike did, that a seemingly lesser job can lead to a much greater sense of fulfillment. Thanks for joining me on this little career adventure. If you've made a similar switch or are thinking about it, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and share this with anyone who might need a little inspiration for their own career journey. See you in the next video.